Hey guys, how you going? It's me, Silas the Red, and welcome back. Today, I have an interesting one for you. It's the beginning of a series that I'm very excited about. One that all Halo fans have always dreamt of and kind of prodded their brains at the thought and idea of it. And that's being the future of Halo and what to do with it, right? And let's just say this, a little bit of a hypothetical. I'm going to throw it out there, all right? So please do entertain this idea, because that's the premise of this entire series. Basically, think of it like this. 343, doing a bit of a, Halo Studios, my apologies. Did a bit of an oopsie poopsie with the last decade of Halo, and so Microsoft, as always, are very rash with their decision and go naughty, naughty, very bad Halo Studios. I will now do the only thing possible and the only thing cogent and rational, and that is I'm going to go to a bit of a special person. And that is going to a little bit of a contact within the business, a bit of a high-named profile person, that being Silas the Red. Now, Microsoft comes to me and they go, hey, Silas, we got a bit of a proposition for you. We're going to offer you Halo, and we'll pay you an egregious amount to fix it. And obviously I myself, I play a bit hard to get. I'm like, what's in it for me? And Microsoft look at me and go, well, we just told you an egregious amount of money. And I go, all right, you drive a hard bargain. You got me. I'm in. So now this series basically follows me and what I do with Halo. Now you may be thinking, what is this man going to do? Is he going to continue the Halo Infinite story, fleshing out Chief's emotional depths and levels? No. Ooh, is he going to continue with Cortana's rampancy as she struggles to find her true identity and connection with Chief? No. You know the entire 10 years of Halo? Yep, throw in the bin. Didn't happen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is one thing. Now, you're all aware of Halo MCC, the lifeline of Halo fans nowadays, the one thing that keeps us going. Well, I'm going to do a similar idea. This time, it takes the shape and form of an entire new trilogy. Now, how it'll work, it'll be a platform. Now, you've got these games like Call of Duty and whatnot, who really try to go for this whole platform where you can access all the different titles, new and old. And it's failed. It's been a colossal failure. And how would you fix this? Well, we got a living example, Halo MCC, a place where you can do multiplayer for different generation of games, different generation of campaigns, all in one place, one hub. That's worked, hasn't it? And it's, vastly different art styles and animations and textures, and yet it's all in one place. Now, I wouldn't say I would go that complete direction with it all, doing hugely differentiated styling, but what I'd do is I'd make a platform similar to MCC. Now this one, let's just say an idea. We're going to throw a lot of these ideas out there in terms of names because I'm coming up with them on the fly. So we're going to call it Halo Onward. All right. So this new platform is Halo Onward. Now Onward, it's going to be like an MCC style platform. You'll have your multiplayer, you'll have your campaigns, you'll have all the basic necessities to Halo, right? Split screen campaign. Bonnie Ross.
When we didn't put split screen in with Halo 5, I think it's incredibly painful for the community and for us. I think it erodes trust with the community, as the community is part of our world building. A lot of learnings from that, and I would say for any FPS going out forward, we will always have split screen in going forward.
We have had to make the difficult decision not to ship campaign split screen co-op.
Now, what would happen with this? It would be a bit different from MCC. So MCC, you've got your different campaigns, different multiplayers, and sure, the campaigns and stories and all that stuff would definitely be different. However, the multiplayer, I would want one exact, identical, cohesive multiplayer experience. So all your customizations, all your cosmetics will all be carried out throughout the whole thing. Okay, so there's not going to be huge things. All they're going to be doing is adding things from the story, such as new weapons and such as new, enemies, however they want to do it, right? So that's the only thing that would change. Now, that way, you can actually have a bit of a really cool multiplayer because people can grind for up to 10 years on this game. You can have different unlocks and you can add more and more things because, again, it's just one big hub. Now, what will keep people coming back to this? You'd have different campaigns coming in every year or so. And these different campaigns you can pay for DLC. Don't worry, Microsoft, you'll get your money. And what you would do, and by the way, this is not a free-to-play game. Just want to get that one out there. It will be a full price game because that's what they should be doing. It's a prestigious brand. We don't sell ourselves short or cheap here. Okay, it's Halo. You got to give it some respect. So it'll be a full price game. And what you would do is you have different campaigns coming in which you can purchase. and different DLCs, right? This is how they'd get the money, not spending money on cosmetics and customizations and armor coatings. That's not what you monetize. It's the complete wrong thing. Halo, the very essence of Halo is to basically, in terms of multiplayer, is grinding it to get cool cosmetics and armors. Colors come as a basic standard. That's just given to you. You shouldn't have to work for that. Maybe if there's in terms of decals and camos, sure, you can work for that, not pay for it. There's a progression to it. Now, I'll get into the multiplayer aspect of it all later on in another episode of this series. For now, we're going to be focusing on the campaign. Now, like I said, it's a trilogy, right? There's going to be a trilogy of campaigns. First one, okay, so we're going to take it off straight after Halo 3. Okay, so we're going to be following the events of that. Now, basic things, obviously, it's following Halo 3. You know, the whole Covenant thing, what happened, the destruction of all that stuff. It's going to be following that. Not going to be like Halo 4 where they'll be coming back. Somehow the Covenant returned. But not actually the Covenant. And somehow the elites are bad. We're not doing any of that. Okay. I'm not doing that. So it's going to be a lot of cool different aspects of it. One explored, which for some reason for me don't compute. Such as insurrectionists. Okay. Obviously it'll be a different motive and whatnot. But still with very much the same essence of it all. Okay. Covenant's gone. That's the focus of the insurrectionists kind of dying down in terms of intentions. But now that they're gone, what's not to say that they're going to come back? You know, we kind of forgot about those. So again, re-emergence of insurrectionist groups. Okay. And that's not just for humans. I want actually basically the alien species, those what were part of the Covenant, those that weren't, such as pirates and whatnot. I want all of those to be expanded on. Okay. They don't just disappear. And again, not all of them is going to turn good just because the Covenant's over. Okay, there might even be some hardcore religious zealots, on the pun, of Covenant, you know, still around doing things, you know, trying to resurrect it again. Okay, you have it with many things over history and contemporary examples where you've got these groups that are trying to reenact quite controversial groups. Okay, so that's always going to be a thing. So you might have some, you know, hardcore, die-hard Covenant fans that want to bring it back. You have different factions as such. And again, with this description of what I'm going to describe in terms of campaigns, it's not going to fully explore all of these groups. Again, this is just very much dot points and just kind of mental notes. So a lot of it isn't going to be clear cut. This is how it's going to go. But this, I hope, is going to be a bit of a pathway for Microsoft, obviously, because this is for Microsoft and they definitely hired me, alright? And they're going to give me a gazillion dollars. So how it would be is we'd have some familiar characters coming back, but not as they were, okay? Such as Spartan Locke. I think Spartan Locke was quite an underwhelming character that could have been used really well. So Locke will be returning with this new look. I know, crazy, hate me, but I like it, alright? So anyway, Locke's back. He's got EOD helmet because I love EOD. The overused skull because skull evil, bad, scary. Cool. So Locke's back. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like the original style of Locke. The original armor, all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like that. But I don't know. I just want to stand as far as I can away from what's happened. I don't really want any sense and aspect of what they did in Halo 5 Guidance to kind of be in the back of anybody's mind seeing Locke. That will always be there if you look at the armor. That's a shame because I think it's just staying the armor of what was a really cool design. But I think we just need a complete overhaul. So Locke now is a new super weapon for Oni, okay? Basically like your Winter Soldier, if you will. And basically Oni, again, with this new super soldier, they're pushing for these new ideas. He's going to be like the kind of the show pony that they're going to just send into places just to kind of just get rid of the riffraff, if you know what I mean. So they're going to try and, you know, basically find new ways to enforce order in this galaxy. Because again, humans only have a couple of planets left. Kind of the destruction of everything happened, and you know, humans are on the last leg. So obviously UNSC, going to be UNSC going, okay, we need to protect humanity, blah blah blah. Oni's going to go, alright, we're not taking any more chances, we're going to go hardcore at it. And obviously there's going to be a clash between the UNSC higher-ups and the Oni higher-ups, which will be explored a bit later, because yeah, Oni's going to be hardcore, like, we need to defend humanity at all costs, no matter what, no matter how many women, men, children we kill. Cool?
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
So that's kind of the way I want to go about it. So just to guarantee human survival. Now, again, there's going to be some problematic ideas that I'm going to explore in this, such as basically using the Flood as a super biological weapon. Okay, I need to try and do that mad scientist thing going, we can have a eternal power with the Flood here. We can overcome our enemies, infect them, and then wipe them out after that, you know? So we can start sending, you know, Flood in, Flood spores and all that stuff, whatever you want to call them. And then infect the, you know, opposition, then just kill them. because they'll be just mindless zombies. But again, not fully understanding the whole flood and them creating Gravemind and, you know, things like that. They don't really take that into account. Obviously, this will be opposed by many later down in the story. Again, they also want to kind of revamp the Spartan 2 program because they're looking at Chief, and again, Chief for what he's done. So they want kind of Locke to be this new upgrade, if you will, from Chief. Because again, I only want the power, and they want basically this little chess piece that they can just send in to wipe out, and there'll be very much a thing like going, oh, we'll just send Locke in, you know. So I want Locke to be really hyped up and whatnot.
You were the only one that was nearly as strong as me. Buddy, you think you look strong? You're just a cheap knockoff. Oh, no. I'm the upgrade.
Again, Lasky, I want Lasky to return, just because Halo Forward into Dawn movie has a very special place in my heart for some reason, and I really like that film. Again, it's got a lot of flaws in it, but I just like it. I think just Chief's depiction as a 15-year-old was very cool. And Lasky's character I actually really liked amongst the other questionable characters, but I think overall that should be explored. So Lasky's going to return, he's going to be higher up in the UNSC, and he's going to be very much this frontal force against the Oni ideologies they're trying to push into the UNSC to enforce for human survival. So Lasky's going to kind of be this main guy who's going to try and fight these ideas. So that's going to be that. Also, yeah. So, for the first title, that's all the ground basis done. First title is going to be Halo Headhunt, the first campaign. So again, this is on Halo onward. So Headhunt is going to be following Locke. You're going to play as Locke. Okay, so you need to get to know this character. You're going to understand how powerful he is through gameplay, not through silly cinematics and the truth campaigns. So, how it's going to be, it's going to basically be like this. It's going to be like a Hitman plus Ghost Recon game. So the campaign very much is going to be running on the same engine and all that stuff as the platform of, you know, Halo onward. However, it's going to have some different gameplay mechanics, which I want to experiment with. So Hitman and Ghost Recon game, kind of similar to that, very much to what, like, kind of what Call of Duty Cold War tried to do, and I think Black Ops 6 tried to do with their campaign, was more espionage, more Hitman level thing. Very much, again, those games were still very linear. I want to make a non-linear title, again, because Halo's sandbox is so expansive. You could definitely use that for a Hitman Ghost Recon kind of game. So you play as Locke, and he's indoctrinated, Spartan 3 killing machine, basically eliminating insurrectionist groups throughout the whole game. That's what you'll be doing. And also former Covenant alliances, and also just your pirates and whatnot. I don't really know, this is probably the game I know least about, because it's just very much just throwing these dot points down, and I really want to experiment more in the future with this. Don't know if I'll return back to this kind of idea, but so far that's what it'll be. Very much hunting down all those groups and basically just doing what Oni says. So again, like that Winter Soldier concept, Oni will be like, alright, we got an alien race here, wipe them out, because, you know, they might be detrimental to human survival. Because again, Oni's very rash and not very logical. So yeah, Locke will hunt down all these people. I want to get to the point where he tries to hunt down Arbiter. Because again, Arbiter killed all those people, and, you know, Reach times was a thing. And again, he's part of the Sangheili race and all that stuff, and I want him to kind of lead the Sangheili community, similar to what they try to do in 5, but I want him to actually be more of a leader. You know, really cool character that, you know, again, you recognize, not in some gold-plated armor. That was awful design. I'm sorry, I'm just saying that now. I didn't like that design at all. So you have Arbiter. And he's leading the Sangheili community, and I want maybe near the end of the game, you play as Locke and you have to infiltrate it, right? And long story short, maybe you kill Shipmaster, alright? You kill him, and you wound Arbiter quite fatally. I want this to show how powerful Locke is, but again, something happens and he gets away, and he gets called away from Oni, blah blah blah, right? So I want, you know, Arbiter to still be alive, but very much wounded. And then yeah. At the end of the game, maybe there's a new emerging threat that's kind of hinted towards, which Oni have kind of tracked. So that's it. That's Headhunt. So probably the least description out of any of the games. Again, I'm not too sure how to work with it. It's just kind of throwing my ideas out there. The next one is Halo Scattered Cinders. So the one before is very much like a Halo 4. But this is more of a Halo 4. So Headhunt's more of a Halo 4 in terms of chronological order. This is more of a Halo 4 in essence, this next one. But let's just say this is in theory Halo 5, right? So Halo Scattered Cinders, again, bear with my titles. It'll be more of a classic experience. So back to this classic gameplay and all that jazz. And you'll play as Spartan Sykes. So Spartan Sykes is a Spartan 4, who was previously an ODST, okay? So the first mission you play, maybe a couple, you're playing as the ODST at the end of the Covenant War, so you kind of see the aftermath, you're seeing Chief maybe coming and going. I want this kind of idea to play in Chief. You need to be able to see him as this legend, this hero. So maybe you're playing and you see Chief just absolutely wipe out whatever, right? I don't really know the exact moments in Halo 3, but you could really pick a cool moment where you see it from ODST perspective, where you go, wow, that guy's sick. And you maybe see him walk past, he's just ginormous dude. And you play that, right? Then you undergo the surgeries, and somehow you're on the Spartan 4 program, and maybe you're not the best soldier, but you're somehow selected. You somehow make it. And you and your, again, one of the other members in your fire team. So you two both make it, so it's your best mate, right? And you somehow get selected for this Spartan 4 program, which again, you know, somehow only had their hand in it and pushed you through the line, which is weird, right? Not physical line, but I mean in terms of the line online or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So you're gonna get pushed through to the Spartan program, you get more priority, and it's a bit sus, but you don't really explore it more. You just kind of go, alright, cool. So you become a Spartan 4. Now, Lasky is very fond of him because in the Halo Forward Dawn film, his brother was ODST, who unfortunately died. But again, this kind of relationship between Lasky and that, they got along very well. Anyway, so what happens is Forward into Dawn gets revealed in terms of location. So maybe a lot of the game in the center is them trying to locate it. So they're going through, you know, alien pirates, so like your Jackal kind of esque. I don't know what they're called now, but like kind of those species, the pirates and whatnot. Your different species kind of going around. You just got to fight through them. Maybe you get bored once, and maybe you have to do something. Again, it's just going against this position. So once you get there, you get into the Forward into Dawn. It's a big wreckage. Again, scavengers, pirates, turn the place apart. But you get on, and again, there's still some remnants. Keep in mind, by the way, that when you're sent out, you're actually a part of a fire team. So this fire team consists of maybe 3 Oni Spartans, one of which being Locke, possibly. I don't really know. I would kind of want to experiment with the idea, seeing Locke in action again, seeing more of him. And then obviously Sykes and his buddy, the 2 Spartan 4s. So it'd be like 5 in the fire team, right? So again, later down the line, when you finally get through the Forward into Dawn, you start going through it all, you know, dispatching of what's in there. You finally get to the cryo area, and it's been untouched because again, it's been behind this big locked and sealed door. But you throw, you know, you're going throughout the whole ship, and there's a bit of a presence watching you. Little do they know it's actually Cortana. Before they actually opened up and all that stuff and start to transport him, the Oni basically turn around, there's 3 other people, and straight away one of them just kills your buddy, your ODST buddy, just like that, just kills him. It's revealed basically Oni forced these 2 ODSTs who became Spartan 4s into the line and forced them basically get priority because they were like the least recommended, right? They weren't the best in terms of, you know, combat efficiency, athleticism, all that stuff. But what they wanted to do is just to test if Locke and his team of Spartan 3s who were indoctrinated would work well with other humans who were basically regular, so in terms of their military programs in the future and whatnot. So all it was just one big experiment, just to see how well they were in terms of chemistry wise, in terms of combat, and all that stuff, right? So they don't need them anymore. And again, they don't know the stuff about Chief, because what they actually want to do is not to wake up Chief, but they actually just want to use Chief for more Spartan 2s, and basically use kind of what the formula was, because Halsey, I don't really want to explore it much, but Halsey's died, so they can't just ask her what she did. And again, all those files were kind of got rid of, even though it was Oni. Let's just say, you know, somehow they were classified and got rid of. So maybe they were burnt straight afterwards, whatever it was. Anyway, so they just want to use Chief for basically his chemical makeup. Now, they don't want these 2 other ODSTs. They were collateral, so if they died, they died. If they didn't, they didn't. I want this to kind of be shown throughout the story that they don't really care what happens to the ODSTs. They're kind of looking after each other throughout this whole thing. They just wanted to see how it works, how they would work with them, just as an experiment, because again, it's Oni. So then, you know, he kills his mate, and they're about to turn onto the last guy, Sykes, who you're playing as, guess who's been watching this whole time? Cortana. And what she's done is basically informed Chief very quickly as he's waking up what's happened, what he needs to do. So Chief busts out of there. Alright? Easily just I don't know what he would do. Maybe squishes with his hand. Just one of the Oni Spartan's head. I think that'd be really cool. Just literally like that and just throws him. Anyway, the other ones turn their attention. It's Locke and that. Anyway, what happens is, again, this is just forward unto dawn, so it's all kind of wreckaged. You know, it's very dark, it's very moody, and maybe with obviously Chief waking up, there's a bit of an alarm going on. So there's a bit of ambience, right? Anyway, so one of the Oni Spartans are dead. Okay, you're in the ground, you're injured, right? Because again, they were about to kill you. And long story short, you got two other Oni Spartans left, Locke and this other guy. Now, you know, Locke squares up the Chief because he's ready to go. You know, this guy's indoctrinated. He's pretty certain he's going to kill Chief. And again, he's kind of up there with Chief because, again, you saw what he did to Arbiter. But again, it's Oni. They don't want to waste their valuable assets. So, you know, maybe Locke lands a blow on Chief, and then Chief easily punches him, wins him or whatever, and breaks a bit of his chest plate. Okay? And then at that point, Oni's like, alright, call him out, get him out. So then, you know, Locke again, being Locke, he's not really thinking because, again, he's just this kind of computer that they've just programmed. Obviously, he's still human, but in terms of indoctrination, he's kind of just there as a weapon. So then Locke, you know, bolts, gets out of there. Chief chases him, right, because he still sees him a threat. And he sees this other Oni guy, because the other Oni guy's there, and he's dashed as well. Anyway, Locke, again, he's quite high skilled, high trained. And again, you've played as him in Headhunt, and you can see how proficient he is in terms of stealth. He gets out of there, he vanishes. But anyway, Chief's got sights on this other Oni guy. So then it's this kind of, I want to have like a real, you know, time rendered, or maybe just a normal regular rendered cutscene of Chief just hunting down this guy, you know, properly hunting down this guy. And what he's doing is basically, you know, full on, I want to see it where it's this kind of scariness to Chief, what you don't really see. And this guy's running it, and it's this dark, scary, you know, forward into dawn and wreckage, and this guy's getting out of there, trying to run. And you've seen him throughout the whole game, there's one Oni Spartan, like, being all tough and that's it. As soon as this Chief, this huge Goliath is coming at you, and you can hear the footsteps, hunting him down. And then he finally kills him, maybe like a very efficient but brutal way. And again, you're Sykes, right? You're in shock. You've seen this, so you've also bolted it. You've taken your mate's dog tags, and you've also bolted and you're hidden. So then you're in this perspective where you're running and hiding as well. So after that cutscene plays, you're running and hiding. And you can hear the screams of this other guy get absent, and you can hear the bone snap, and you're like, oh my god, Chief's lost it. You know, this Christ, like, whatever's happened, he's lost, he's gone cuckoo. So you're hiding as well. Anyway, you're in this small little crevice inside of this, you know, forward into dawn, and you see Chief's lights come on in front of you, and you see his hand, and he helps you out, basically explains, you know, you've got the rundown from Cortana very briefly in order to save him, and blah, blah, blah. And then, long story short, Cortana explains a whole lot of, you know, dialogue. They got off there, and pretty much from there I want to kind of leave it as that story. So Locke's on the loose. Oni's now got this bad reputation because Sykes is going to go tell Lasky now, and Lasky's not going to be very happy that Oni's doing this with his soldiers. So that's where it leaves off, and I kind of want to have that where, you know, it's kind of, you know, it's that tension's beginning. So by the end of the story, Oni attempts to take over the university from the inside because, again, Lasky's onto them. Lasky's not happy, so he has a meeting with the board directors or whatever like that of Oni. And let's just say there's a complete espionage moment, like in Winter Soldier, Captain America, where now Oni's just going, you know what, screw it. We can't talk to them. They want to explain, they want to understand. We're just going to take over Unity from the inside. So they start killing all these high-end commanders, whatnot, taking over their roles. And again, all the grunts and whatnot, soldiers, marines below them won't know anything about it. Those listen to orders. So Oni's going, you know what, screw it. We're just going to take over. So that's what that kind of end of the game is going to be, where he's getting killed, whatnot, all that stuff. Lasky and that finally get out with Sykes, and, you know, Chief kind of goes a separate way. And you're going, oh, okay. Well, again, Chief's very confused, so he's just gone a separate way with Cortana. But again, there's this whole ending to it where it's just crazy, convoluted, and you're like, whoa. But before Chief goes, I really want to have it where he's gearing up, and it'll be a really cool moment. Again, it's very cheesy, but I just love it, where the guy's a bit older, but it's the guy from Halo 2. And he's going, you know, because again, Chief's in this Halo 3 armor this whole time. And he's going, you know how much this armor costs? This is the new stuff, buddy. You know, you better not mess this up. Because again, he's seen all the armor and whatnot from Halo 3 all wreckaged and damaged. And he's just basically saying, you know, blah, 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 how much money it costs and all that stuff. And Chief looks at him and goes, I need a weapon. And then blah, blah, blah. Chief goes their separate ways. And that kind of ends off like that. So it's gone into this huge mess. UNSC is in wreck. Bunny's taken over. And the remnants of Lasky and those who are basically loyal to him have kind of departed, right? Bit of a mess. And then Locke, at the end of it, maybe the end credit scene, is Locke's new target is basically eliminating Sykes and Lasky and all the last remnants of it all. Because they don't really, you know, they're not really bothered about Chief. So it's not going to be this whole thing where they did and villainize him like in Halo 5 and that shouldn't happen. He's a legend, you know? But again, very much when you're playing it, you never play as Chief. I don't want you to play as Chief at all in this. I want Chief to be just this like legendary figure who's just massive compared to everybody else. And he's just, you know, untouchable. But maybe with that whole Locke scene, he might be touchable. You know what I mean? Not a drunken bar fight, what Halo 5 was to say that, but an intellectual way to put it across. Then, the last title would be Final Strike. A bit of play on words from First Strike, I know. I'm a pretty ingenious guy. Now, Final Strike, what would it be? Again, just my, you know, brief notes, but we're going to go into it this way. So, Chief is in the background of this one, you know, he's AWOL, and he's unsure about, you know, the whole situation, because again, he wants the best for humanity. He was also indoctrinated, he's a soldier. And the new spawn program would secure that, you know, it would definitely guarantee the best for humanity. That's what happened to him. However, obviously Cortana, he listened to Cortana. Cortana's more of the reasoning to him. Again, she kind of explains the whole situation. Oni, espionage, taking over the UNSC, betraying everybody. Well, you know, innocent killing. Again, they want to guarantee the life of humanity, but they're killing humans. It's very, you know, contradictive, very similar to what Oni does. Also saying, again, they're also trying to bring back the Flood. Did you not know about that one? She's been, because she's been accessing all the files, all that stuff. And also, lastly, they're just killing innocent life forms just to guarantee human life, you know, and whatnot. And again, saying Healy, and Chief's like, what? Saying Healy, blah, blah, blah. What do you mean? And then she's like, Arbiter, you know that old buddy you knew back in Halo 2 and 3? Well, yeah, they're also doing attacks on him because he's trying to start a community. And, you know, like other different races of alien species, they're trying to make their own community and kind of put everything back together after the Covenant, after also being indoctrinated for so many years about the Great Journey. So Chief's like, okay, why don't you find more about this? So he sets out to find more answers, right? Sykes meets Lasky and the remaining, you know, loyal troops within the UNSC, and the mission is to locate the experimentation facility, you know, what holds the Flood. Locke is dispatched to hunt down Sykes, Lasky, and the last remnants of the UNSC. Sykes and his former ODST comrades, so the ones you play with at the beginning of Scattered Cinders, you know, in those beginning games. I want this to kind of be significant, not just throwaway characters. They actually meet up with him, and, you know, they head to this facility, obviously talking about the buddy that they lost in Scattered Cinders, all that stuff, and, you know, they're having, you know, old time sakes, having good chats. Where Locke takes his opportunity to hunt down Lasky, because Lasky's kind of not on his own, because there'll be still people in that base of operations. However, it'll be less guarded because the Spartans and whatnot have kind of been sent out to go hunt down this facility, like the location of it. So again, Sykes arrives back. Let's just say, you know, he went to this one place, finally found the location of the big security facility, because again, they only know so much about Oni because they're very secretive, but they were able to push through and find the actual location. So then they come back. They witness the death of Lasky. I think it should be really sad. And Locke just kills him. Then, you know, jumps out the window, whatever, gets out of there. That's one of his targets gone. Then, you know, Sykes and his remaining UNSC fleet set out to the Oni base of operations to finish the fight. I know, playing words again. I'm so impressive, eh? So then, anyway, Chief visits Arbiter in the meantime because he finds one of the Sangheli communities. When he finds him weak and injured, because again, Locke has just basically killed Shipmaster and damaged him. And I really want Arbiter to be kind of wounded fatally, where he can't either, you know, move, because I don't want him to kind of go with Chief to fight Locke. I think that should just be Chief's journey, but I think I want him to find vengeance for Arbiter. So I want Arbiter to kind of be really wounded, and he's like, I need to protect my people because this could happen again. And some shape or form, he's really disabled, like he can't, you know, either move or something like that. Some form of disability that's stopping him from going after Locke. So again, you know, he basically explains this, and he's going, you were, you know, basically a brother in Halo 3, and we fought together, and you owe me this. And Chief's like, okay, that's it. That's the final point now. I'm going to go after Locke, and I'm going to basically make him pay for what he did to basically you and whatnot. Because again, you guys aren't fighting anymore. That's not how it goes. So again, that bit of humanity, which kind of gets put through either Arbiter and Cortana to Chief, and Chief's finally going, okay, that's it. And that's where you convey Chief's more human side, not making him cry in Halo 4, oh, boo-hoo. You actually go like that, and you go, okay, he's getting more human-like. He's actually understanding thoughts and emotions at depth levels. But you're going, okay, that's affecting those innocent lives, this, that, and the other. And kind of, I want Cortana to be basically this bridge to his humanity. Because again, she's this AI, and she's more human than Chief is. And I want her to kind of bring that humanity out of Chief. And either she dies in the story or she doesn't. She stays alive. It kind of doesn't matter what you do with her. But I want her to kind of get him through that, trying to become more human. By the end of this, whole thing, I want him to be more human-like. So then, Sykes and Co. So basically, Sykes and that ODST group, and the last, remnants of the UNSC followers, they basically do a full assault, very similar to that Halo Reach shot where they're all coming in with their warhogs and all that stuff. I want that to be recreated again. I want them just to go full at it at the Oni base. One final effort. All right. So what they want is to just surprise Oni, element of surprise. They come in and launch this attack. They, fight hard, and then what they do is eventually they get to the whole base of it all, and they say, you know what, we can't just eliminate all these flood because it's just too much ammunition, too much this. We're just gonna have to nuke the whole place, but not really nuke, kind of nuke pretty much. But they got this bomb, right? And they rig the bomb and all that stuff, and all is good. And they're about to get out of there, and loading up all these Falcons and whatnot, getting out there, and all of a sudden the timer for the bomb stops. Locke stops it, and there's this whole thing where Sykes goes, you know what? My problem, no matter what, if I die, I'm blowing up this place, even if Locke takes me. So he's basically saying, you get out of here, I'll sort it out. So Sykes heads in, and he's about to defuse the bomb. No one's there, and as he does, Locke gets the drop on him and just beats him senseless, And Sykes this whole time is trying to get through to him, but it's not going to work because he's been heavily indoctrinated. It doesn't matter. And unfortunately, that's it. Very different to the Winter Soldier, is there's no thoughts or reasoning behind it. You can't get through to him. That's it. He's a machine. And I don't want him to have a redemption arc. I don't think he should, because he's just that far gone. I wanted to show how ruthless Oni is. When they're solely responsible for indoctrination, I want him to just be fully gone. It's just, there's no humanity to him, and there's no hope. The only way is to kill Locke. But unfortunately, Locke's got the upper hand. He's, again, highly trained, highly proficient. So he just easily dispatches Sykes. And Sykes is about to get, killed. Whatever happens, right? Maybe loses his arm, loses something. So he's like really about to die. And that's it. You go, oh, wow, that's not going to be good. Anyway, Chief enters. Chief comes in. And you're like, okay, here we go. The rematch. The fight we've been waiting for. And it's a pretty good fight overall. I want it to be equal sides. And, Chief showing his brute force strength, impressive speed, all that stuff. And I want Locke to kind of show and exert, again, still a bit of strength, but more in terms of his agility and moving around, movement. I want to show two different fighting styles and how they show kind of the old way of it, of the UNSC training, and then kind of Locke's agile movements, very tactical, efficient. But overall, Chief gets the upper hand and just destroys Locke, just like that. I wanted to properly just, like properly, brutally kill him. Anyway, puts the bomb back on, gets Sykes, gets him sorted, gets out of there. There's a Falcon they're waiting for him. They get in the Falcon because he calls it in. Gets in the Falcon, they get out. Big explosion, big boom boom. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So those three stories: Headhunt, focus on Locke; Scout Cinders, focus on Sykes; and then the last one, again, you're playing as Sykes, but kind of that whole mess of stuff going on. So that was it. That's pretty much my story. What I'd do if I had Halo, if Microsoft came to me. So I will expect my gazillion dollars, Microsoft. I'm waiting for it. But again, you'd have all those 3 different episodes. And again, that's only the first trilogy. You can have all different side stories. You could play as Arbiter, in some little small spec up story thing. You can do so much with it when you've just got one big platform. So I think that's what they should really do. That's the story base of it. I'll talk about multiplayer next episode. If I get enough feedback from this that you want a multiplayer side of it all, I will do that. Just let me know, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Boy.